Okay. So here we have to discuss the relative motion concept only, shortest distance between the two particles and for collision. Here first case, when two particles are moving with constant speeds in different directions, what is the shortest distance between them and what is the time taken by the two particles to have shortest distance or closest approach? It is the general case. Previously we discussed whenever two particles are travel at right angles or perpendicular to each other, in such case we derived the formula for shortest distance and the time for shortest distance also, but it is the general case. Okay, so in order to measure the shortest distance between any two particles, first we have to keep the one particle virtually at rest. To keep the one particle virtually at rest means when you consider the relative motion of the one particle with respect to other, with respect to the reference body, the reference body can be imagined to be virtually at rest. That means seems to be at rest but not actually at rest. Okay, suppose if you consider the relative velocity of body A with respect to B, relative velocity of body A with respect to B, then which body is kept virtually at rest? When you consider the velocity of body A with respect to B means which particle is at rest? B is at rest. If you consider the motion of the body B with respect to A, which body will be at rest? Okay, here velocity of body B with respect to A means the body A is kept virtually at rest. Here when you consider this motion, here if A be kept virtually at rest, not actually at rest, with respect to this, if you consider the motion of the other body, it is said to be at rest virtually at rest, comma, then velocity of body B with respect to A or relative velocity of B with respect to A, VBA bar is equal to VB bar minus VA bar. We can write now VB bar minus VA bar. How we can here VB bar minus VA bar? Okay, that implies that is equal to VB bar. Okay, here VB bar minus VA bar means we cannot separate directly, no. That's why plus minus VA bar. We can write like this. Okay, now when you add VB bar to minus VA bar, then you will get the velocity of body B with respect to A. What is the direction of this one? We have to draw the diagram. You see, same diagram I am drawing here. Distance between the two bodies is this one. As the relative motion of body B with respect to A considered, no doubt velocity of body B is along this direction only. That is along this direction only. With velocity VB, it travel like this, and angle made is equal to beta. It is of course we know it is beta. Okay, minus VA bar is there. Minus VA plus minus VA, no. My plus minus VA means actually the VA bar is in this direction. VA bar is in this direction. Okay, VA bar is in this direction. Minus VA bar means exactly opposite to this one and parallel to this vector. You consider the VA bar. These two are parallel to each other, but if VA bar is in this direction, if VA bar is in this direction, minus VA bar is in opposite direction, but both are parallel to each other but opposite in direction. If it is alpha, it is the intersection of, you see, these two are parallel lines. Intersection of these two lines is this one. That's why if it is alpha, this is alpha, no, this is alpha. Now what is the angle between VB bar and minus VA bar? What is the angle between VB bar and minus VA bar? VB bar is in this direction, minus VA bar is in this direction. Then alpha plus beta is the angle between VA minus VA bar and VB bar, no. Here now what is the resultant of these two? What is the resultant of VB bar and minus VA bar? Resultant of VB bar and minus VA bar is VBA. That means this one, you know, resultant of VB bar minus VA bar means this plus this. The resultant of these two is obtained by joining here. The resultant of these two, that means VB bar and minus VA bar, lies in between these two along some other direction. No? That's why the resultant of these two is some other direction like this. This is the relative velocity of B with respect to TA that lies in this direction, say. which makes an angle theta with the line joining the two, that is theta. So with respect to A, that means by sitting in A, when you observe B, the B appears to be traveled along this direction because it is the relative velocity of B with respect to A. That's why the B seems to be traveled along this direction with respect to A. In this case, we kept virtually the particle A at rest. Okay, that is the beauty of the relative concept. So when you consider the relative motion of one body with respect to other, the reference body can be imagined temporarily at rest or virtually at rest. With respect to this, the motion of the other body can be described by considering the relative velocity concept. That is the beauty of the relative velocity. Okay. So now, in this case, what is the shortest distance means? You see, when you draw a perpendicular line, it is VA bar. Okay. It is VA bar. So when you draw the perpendicular line from this point A onto this VBA, then this is the shortest distance between the B and A. Anywhere else other than this one, definitely the distance is greater than that one only. That's why it is the shortest distance, or it is the minimum distance between the two particles. That is a S minimum. It is A, it is point B, it is a C. This point is C. Here it is 90 degree. Okay. Now, the time after which the two particles, here the time after which the distance between the two particles is minimum means whatever the time taken by this particle B with respect to A, whatever the time taken by the particle B to reach this point, whatever the time taken, that is the time taken to have the shortest distance or closest approach between the two particles. So how we can write that time? From the diagram, you see, with this relative velocity, suppose in a time t seconds it travel a distance this one, then V relative means VBA into t, that is the distance traveled in a time t seconds, where t is the time to have shortest distance, time taken or time elapsed to come shortest distance or to have the shortest distance. It is the time taken by the particles to have the closest approach or shortest distance. Then in this time, what is the distance traveled by this particle with respect to A? Means it reaches this point to have the shortest distance. That's why this time distance is equal to relative velocity in this direction to time taken to have the shortest distance. That is this one. Already this distance we know. Okay. Therefore, time taken is how much? We need the time taken. Okay. This distance we know. This distance we know. Okay. What is the how we can find the angle between this one and this? 1 minute. Here, therefore, time taken is equal to, from this right angle triangle, we know this distance. S minimum we need. Okay, time we have to calculate. From this right angle triangle, you take, it is right 90 now. So you take sin theta, cos theta. Cos theta is equal to adjacent means VBA into T by hypotenuse means D. Cos theta is equal to adjacent by hypotenuse. Okay, now okay, video. Now video is okay. Here, from the diagram, T is equal to, based on the given data, time T is equal to, here how we can find? Time T is equal to, where T is equal to, this distance traveled means that is equal to BC in the diagram, BC by velocity along this direction is the relative velocity. That means V relative or VBC. We can write like this. Based on the given information, we can find this formula value. Okay. T, if you know T value, then D is given. If you know T value, VBA can be calculated. Then theta can be found now. What about VBA? Magnitude of relative velocity is equal to VBA which is equal to square root of V relative or VBA is the resultant of VB and VA, no? Minus VA, no? You see, VBA bar is equal to VB bar plus minus VA bar. That means it is the resultant of VB bar and minus VA bar. That's why the magnitude of resultant of this one is equal to square root of this magnitude of this square plus magnitude of this square, VB square plus VA square plus 2VB into VA into cos. What is the angle between VB bar and minus VA bar? Angle between VB bar and minus VA bar is equal to alpha plus beta, no? That's why cos alpha plus beta. This is the angle between it is the magnitude of VBA. It is the, sorry, here VBA, no? It is the magnitude of VBA. Okay. So by using this formula, we can find the magnitude. From the given data information, we can find this distance. Then T is equal to BC by VBA. In this way, we can find the time for shortest distance. What is the shortest distance? Shortest distance means this one, no? From the diagram, S minimum we have to find. Here, how we can find the S minimum? Suppose if you take sin theta is equal to opposite means S minimum by adjacent means hypotenuse means D, or D square is equal to square root of S minimum square plus this BC square. So by using that formula, S minimum can be calculated, no? From this, how we can calculate? Sorry, D square is there, no? Okay. Here D value is this one. Okay, how we can write S minimum? Therefore, S minimum is equal to, it is the sin theta. This is sin theta. So sin theta is equal to this one. Or from this S minimum, how you can write? S minimum is equal to, we can write by using this formula, we can find, or based on the given information, you square on both sides. Then S minimum square is equal to D square minus BC whole square. S minimum square is equal to this one, or S minimum is equal to under root, no? So by using this formula or by using this one, we can find the minimum distance, and it is the time for minimum distance we can find. So based on the given information, we can write like this, we can write like this or like this. In different ways we can write. Based on the given information, we can write. Okay. So this is the condition for, these are the conditions for shortest distance or shortest time. Sorry, shortest distance and time for shortest distance. Okay. In this case, for these two particles to collide, what about the condition? Yeah, just in exam they asked this point, to collide. Are these two particles collide each other or not? I did not discuss detail in the class. Actually, in the examination, that question was given. I did not say in the class, no. So now I will explain in detail about that also. Okay. Next, it is first one. Second one, condition for two particles to collide. Condition for two particles to collide. Second one, condition for two particles to collide. Second one, condition for two particles to collide. This type of problems are important for advance. So condition for two particles to collide. Okay, suppose here also same example is given. Initially, the two particles are separated by a distance small d. Initially, two particles are separated by a distance small d. Okay, the particle at A travel in this direction with a velocity VA at an angle alpha with the line joining the two particles, and this travel with a velocity VB and the angle made is beta. This is given. Okay, for the two particles to collide, you see, Suppose this is x-axis, this is say y-axis. This is x-axis, and it is say y-axis. Okay, now what is the relative velocity? One thing you have to remember, for the two particles to collide, all of you listen carefully. For the two particles to collide, definitely the relative velocity of one particle with respect to other must be towards other. If you consider the relative velocity of this particle with respect to this, then definitely the relative velocity of this particle with respect to this must be towards this only. Then only that means from this point, when you see the particle B, as the particle B is to collide with A, when you consider the relative velocity of this B with respect to A, the relative velocity of B with respect to A must be towards A. Or if you consider the relative velocity of A with respect to B, that relative velocity must be towards B only. Then only there is a possibility to collide each other. Otherwise, there is no possibility. Okay, for that, what is the condition? In order to have the relative velocity of the two particles towards each other, what is the condition? First, you write that sentence. For two particles to collide, very, very important point. For two particles to collide, relative velocity of one particle, with respect to other, must be towards each other. This is the very, very important condition for the two particles to collide each other. This is very, very important condition for the two particles to collide each other. Very, very important point. For the two particles to collide, definitely relative velocity of one particle with respect to other must be towards the other, or must be towards each other. Then only one particle will collide with the other somewhere else. Here, when you consider the relative velocity of the one particle with respect to other, then this particle seems to be traveled towards the other. Then only there is a possibility to collide. I think, are you understand this one? Are you understand this point? When you consider the relative velocity, yeah, I will send the notes. When you consider the relative velocity of one particle with respect to other, if their relative velocity is towards the other, then only there is a possibility for the particle to collide with the other. Okay, that's why relative velocity must be towards each other. That means, as two particles are here, relative velocity of this particle with respect to this is in this direction. That means velocity of B with respect to A must be in this direction, or velocity of A with respect to B must be towards B for two particles to collide. That is the condition. Okay. Here, actually, in this case, what is the relative velocity? Relative velocity of B with respect to A, VBA bar is equal to VB bar minus VA bar. Okay, that is equal to, isn't it? VB bar means you write in vector form. What is VB bar? What is VB bar? You write in vector form. Here it is x-axis. Of course, this is x-axis, this is y-axis. Okay. When you resolve this into components, you take this as y-axis, this as x-axis. Then this component is equal to VB sine beta. This component is equal to VB cos beta. For this component is equal to VA cos alpha. This component is equal to VA sin alpha. Now you tell me VB bar in vector form. Velocity of body B in vector form, you tell me. VB bar means x component into I cap plus y component into j cap. But x component is towards left, means along negative direction. No? That's why minus VB cos beta into I cap. And y component is along positive y direction only. So plus VB sin beta into j cap. It is the velocity of the particle B in vector form. Okay, minus velocity of the particle A. Velocity of the particle A means x component of velocity is towards positive x-axis, y component is towards positive x. That's why both are positive. So VA cos alpha VA cos alpha into I cap plus VA cos sin alpha into j cap. Therefore, VBA bar is equal to, you keep all I cap terms aside and remaining term j cap terms aside. Okay, here minus VB cos beta into I cap minus VA cos alpha into I cap. So you take minus common, minus of VB cos beta plus VA cos alpha into I cap. It is x component of relative velocity plus y component. Y component means is, you see, y component here is VB sin beta into j cap. Here minus into plus means minus VA sin alpha into j cap. That's why you write VB sin beta into j cap. You take common, minus plus minus VA sin alpha. You keep in brackets into j cap, in common you write. Are you followed this equation? Are you followed this equation? G Karthikeyan. I said number of times. YouTube account means Narayana Sharma. Narayana Gap Sharma. If you type like that, definitely you will get my these classes in YouTube. Okay. Right. Here now, you see, relative velocity of B with respect to A must be towards each other. Relative velocity of one particle with respect to other must be towards each other. Then only the two particles collide each other. Must be the relative velocity of one particle with respect to other must be towards each other, means they must be along x-axis. That means there are no y component of velocities. There is no y component of relative velocity of the one particle with respect to other. That means y component must be 0. So this must be 0 for the two particles to collide. So for two particles to collide, velocity of particle B with respect to A along y-axis must be 0. So relative velocity of the one particle with respect to other particle along y-axis must be 0, because it is the line joining the two particles. That's why relative velocity must be along the line joining the two particles to collide. Perpendicular to that line joining, there should not be any velocity. That's why along y-axis relative velocity must be 0. So what is the relative velocity component along y-axis? This is the relative component of velocity, no? So therefore VB sin beta minus VA sin alpha is equal to 0, or this is the condition, or VB sin beta is equal to VA sin alpha. Whenever this condition is satisfied, yeah, that is the formula. Okay, whenever this condition is satisfied, then the two particles collide each other. Now in our exam paper, last exam, this type of problem, based on this concept, one problem was there, no? So if this condition is satisfied, then we can write the two particles collide each other. Okay, the two particles collide each other. Or this one, that means perpendicular to the line joining the two particles. You see, perpendicular to the line joining the two particles, the relative velocity must be 0. That is important. Suppose initially one particle is here, another particle is here. The line joining is these two, no? The perpendicular to this one means in this direction. In this direction, the relative velocity component must be 0. In such a way, we have to think. Okay. Now, after what time they collide each other? What is the time after which the two particles collide each other? So the time to collide, T is equal to, here you see, along this direction relative velocity becomes 0. Then what is the relative velocity of this particle with respect to other along this direction? That is equal to VB cos beta plus VA cos alpha, no? With this relative velocity with respect to A, with this relative velocity, for this particle B to come and collide with the particle A, what is the distance to be traveled? This one. Therefore T is equal to distance to be traveled by relative velocity along x-axis, V relative along x-axis, that is equal to D by, that means velocity of one particle with respect to other along x-axis, that is the relative velocity along x-axis. Okay, or that is the relative velocity of B with respect to A along x-axis. Okay, this is equal to D by, what is the relative velocity of B with respect to A along x-axis? That is this component, no? VB cos beta plus VA cos alpha. VB cos beta plus VA cos alpha. So this is the formula. So this is the time after which they collide each other. It is the time after which the two particles collide each other. Is the video is properly to reaches you or not, guys? You tell me. Yashwant, Rahul, Etin, you please stop your videos. Okay. Anirudh. Okay. Most of the people saying yes. Shobalaji, you check your video clarity. You adjust the system. Okay. Because most of students says it is okay. Of course, myself also viewing the my video through Zoom only. Through Zoom only, I am observing. I am watching the class. So here it is clear, I think. Okay, yeah. When suppose if break image is there, definitely here break image is there. Definitely you too have break image only. But here I am not getting. I'm getting clearly only. Okay, you check your system. Okay, right. So it is the time to collide each other, and condition for two particles to collide when they are oblique projectiles. In that case, time for collision is this one. Here, this is the velocity. These are the velocity components normal to the line joining the two particles wherever they are initially. Wherever they are initially, here the velocity components of the two particles normal to the line joining when they are equal, then only the two particles collide each other. This is the condition. You note down. It is very, very important point. After what time they collide each other means d by the distance between here relative velocity of this particle with respect to A along this direction or along this x-axis. We have taken the line joining the two particles along x-axis and perpendicular to that one taken along y-axis. Okay, here. So this is the condition. Next, one more point. I think you follow this one. Condition for collide two particles and time taken to collide. Okay. Next. Third one. Velocity of approach. Velocity of approach. For example, in this first case, suppose this is a line joining the two particles A and B. One particle is projected like this with a velocity VA at an angle alpha. Another particle is projected like this with a velocity VB at an angle beta. Separation between them is of course D. Okay. Separation between them is a L, not D. L you take now. Because here some differentiation concept is also there. That's why I have imagined as L. Okay. Now, what is the velocity of approach of the two particles? What is the velocity of approach of the two particles? Divide here, you take this as x-axis and this as y-axis. It is y-axis. Okay, component of this velocity in this direction is VA cos alpha, and component of this velocity in this direction is, as it is away from this point, the components also away from that point means in this direction. That is VB cos beta. Here, the other components, these components are parallel to each other. That's why these components are not useful to approach the particles. Because of these velocities only, they approach each other. So, what is the relative velocity of approach? Relative velocity of approach. Velocity of approach, no? Velocity of approach. Relative velocity of approach means velocity of body B with respect to A along x-axis. That is the relative velocity of approach. Along x-axis means along the line joining the two particles. If velocities of the two particles are close to each other, towards each other, then we can say the two particles approach each other. So what is the relative velocity of approach means? Because of these two velocities only, they are approaching each other in this direction. That means they travel like this so that the two particles comes closer. So relative velocity of approach is equal to velocity of B along x-axis minus velocity of B along x-axis minus velocity of A along x-axis. So velocity of B with respect to A along x-axis equal to VBX means that is along this direction. Okay, that means minus. Okay, we are taking only magnitudes. Okay, first you write minus VB cos beta. Okay, you take this only as a reference. VB cos beta as a reference. That's why you are not writing in vector form, no. If it is writing in vector form, then minus this velocity into I cap, like that we had to write. But it is only the magnitude along this direction. So VB cos beta in this direction minus VA velocity of A along x-axis means that is opposite to this one. VA cos alpha is opposite to this one. That's why minus of minus you write VA cos alpha. Therefore, velocity of B along with respect to A along x-axis, which is called velocity of approach. This is the velocity of approach. Velocity of approach. That is equal to velocity of approach is equal to VB cos beta plus VA cos alpha. This is equal to. So because of velocity of one particle with respect to other along the line joining, the distance between these two particles gradually decreases now. At what rate they decrease? In a time dt seconds, the decrease in distance is a minus dl. Then at what rate it decreases means what is the decrease in the distance between the two particles per second? That is the rate of decrease. So minus dl by dt. So this relative velocity of approach is equal to the rate at which the distance between the two particles decreases. Here, as the distance decreases, we have to write minus dl by dt. Okay, this is the condition. Suppose in this another point B. Suppose if the two particles are projected in the same direction. If two particles are projected in the same direction with a velocity VA at an angle alpha, and here one more particle at B is projected with a velocity VB at an angle beta. Okay, for the two particles to approach, the velocity component in this direction is VA cos alpha. Here in this direction, VB cos beta. Okay, for the two particles to approach means definitely for two particles to approach. For the two particles to approach, what is the condition? What about the x component of velocities? For the two particles to approach, what is the condition? X components of velocities. VA cos alpha when greater than VB cos beta, then only this particle comes nearer to this one. No? If this component of velocity is greater than this one, they are moving away each other. If this velocity component is less than this velocity component, that means for the two particles to approach, VA cos alpha greater than VB cos beta, then only they approach each other. If this VB cos beta greater than VA cos alpha, they recede away each other. That means they are moving away each other. Okay. Therefore, velocity of approach in this case, velocity of approach is equal to net velocity of B with respect to A or velocity of A with respect to B. Velocity of, as this particle approaches this one, velocity of A with respect to B is equal to along x-axis is equal to VAX minus VBX. It is the general formula. So this is equal to VAX means VA cos alpha. We have taken in this direction minus VBX also in the same direction, VB cos beta. Okay. As VA cos alpha is greater, we have written like this. This is equal to, as VA cos alpha greater than VB cos beta, then this particle comes close to this one. Due to that, the separation between the two particles L gradually decreases with time. That's why this relative velocity of these two particles along x-axis, which is the velocity of approach, is equal to minus dl by dt. So this is the velocity of approach. It is the velocity of approach. VA, where I have taken negative? Here VB cos beta is in this direction, but VA cos of alpha is opposite to VB cos of beta. No, that's why I have taken negative. Okay, just I said no. Okay, right. Next, wind concept, wind aeroplane concept, wind aeroplane concept. Next one, last point, third one. Fourth point, wind. Wind means air only. Wind hyphen aeroplane concept. Wind aeroplane concept. Okay. Varshit Reddy, what is your doubt? Varshit Reddy, I mute off you. Tell me doubt. Okay, Varshit Reddy, speak.
Sir, as it decreases continuously, dl by dt is negative, sir.
dl by dt, negative. Why negative?
Sir.
Yeah, when they are approaching each other, L value decreases, no?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
That's why dl is the decrease in distance between the two particles in a time dt. That's why I put minus sign. Okay.
Sir, you said magnitude only, no, sir?
Magnitude. No, minus dl means that minus. Yeah, that minus sign represents only there is a decrease in the distance between the two particles. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, no, right. Next, wind aeroplane concept. Wind aeroplane concept, very, very important one. Suppose in one example, here north, south, east, west you take. Here wind is blowing, here it is north, south, east and west. Suppose wind is blowing towards east. Wind is blowing towards east. So velocity of the wind, VWE, or velocity of the air, that is towards east. Okay. Next, aeroplane is moving towards west, say. Or in any other direction you take. Aeroplane is moving towards northwest or in one direction like this. Velocity of the aeroplane is in this direction. Velocity of the wind is in this direction. Okay. Then what is the, with respect to the passenger in the aeroplane, what is the velocity of the wind with respect to aeroplane? What is the velocity of the wind with respect to aeroplane? Velocity of wind with respect to aeroplane or flight, with respect to aeroplane. So velocity of wind with respect to aeroplane, A. Velocity of the wind with respect to aeroplane is equal to velocity of the wind minus velocity of the aeroplane, no? Velocity of the wind minus velocity of the aeroplane. Okay, here velocity of wind with respect to aeroplane is equal to VW plus minus VA we can write now, because there is no subtraction directly in vectors. That's why relative velocity of wind with respect to aeroplane or with respect to passenger in the aeroplane is equal to VW minus VA. VW minus VA can be written as VW plus minus VA bar. What is the minus VA bar? VA bar is in this direction. So minus VA bar means exactly opposite you take. This is minus VA bar now. Now VW bar plus minus VA bar. We have to write like that. Here you see minus parallel to this one. Exactly from this point parallel to minus VA bar you draw. So this is VA bar minus VA bar. Okay. I drawn a parallel vector parallel to this one. That's why it is the equal vector. If it is minus VA bar, it is also minus VA bar. Length and direction both are same. That's why it is minus VA bar. Now, in this, can we add minus VA bar to VW bar? Here it is the VW bar. No, it is VW bar. So can we add minus VA bar to VW bar? Can we add minus VA bar to VW bar? Can we add minus VA bar to VW bar or not? The initial point of minus VA bar must coincide with the final point of VW bar. It is coincided. That's why we can add this one to this one. After added, what is the resultant vector obtained? The line joining the initial point of the first vector and final point of the second vector means this one. This is the velocity of the wind with respect to air. Sorry, velocity of the wind with respect to aeroplane. Okay. In this direction, for the passenger inside the aeroplane, the wind seems to be blown along this direction. Of course, based on the information, we can find what is the angle made by this velocity of the wind with respect to aeroplane. We can find like that. Okay. Here we see velocity of the wind with respect here, the angle between, what is the magnitude of this one, they may ask. Magnitude of velocity of the wind with respect to aeroplane is equal to square root of magnitude of this one square, that means VW square, plus magnitude of aeroplane square, as minus is there, minus 2 into VW into VA into angle between VW and VA, cos theta. Theta is the angle between VW and VA. You see, here wind velocity is in this direction and aeroplane velocity is in this direction. Here I drawn this one and this one. Okay, wind velocity is in this direction and velocity of the aeroplane is in this direction. Of course, this is 90. Here just I draw like this. It is 90. Whatever this angle, 90 plus theta, that is the angle between the two. No. Suppose this angle is say theta. This angle is theta. Then 90 plus theta is the angle between the two. 90 plus theta is the angle between the velocity of the wind and velocity of the aeroplane. Because suppose if you take VA bar here, then what is the angle between VW bar and VA bar means 90 plus this angle. No? This angle is theta. That's why 90 plus theta. So here we have to write 90 plus theta. 90 plus theta. Of course, minus sine theta. Okay, that is the case. So it is the formula for velocity of the wind with respect to aeroplane. What is the direction of this velocity of the wind with respect to aeroplane? We have to find. What is the direction of velocity of the wind with respect to aeroplane? You write this velocity of the wind and velocity of the aeroplane in vector form. You write the velocity of the wind and velocity of the aeroplane in vector form. Okay. Suppose you take this as x-axis and this north direction as the y-axis. Then angle made by velocity of the wind with respect to aeroplane with x-axis is say alpha. If angle made by velocity of wind with respect to aeroplane with x-axis is alpha, comma, then tan alpha is equal to y by x, that means vy by vx. Vy by vx means y component of this velocity of the wind with respect to aeroplane by velocity of wind with respect to aeroplane along x-axis. Y by x, that means y component of velocity of the wind with respect to aeroplane by velocity of the wind with respect to aeroplane along x-axis along y-axis. This is the general formula. Of course, when problems are doing, you can understand how we can take these velocities. Okay, so this is tan alpha. These formulas are important. Here, you don't feel that wind aeroplane concept as a separate concept. Already motion of a boat in a river, we discussed it. Motion of a boat in a river, we discussed it. Instead of river, here wind is there, which can flow, wind, which can flow. River means water which can flow. That means instead of water, here we have taken Instead of river or water, we have taken wind. Instead of boat, here aeroplane is there. Remaining concepts are same. Okay, instead of boat, you consider the aeroplane. River boat concept and wind aeroplane concept. Wind aeroplane concept. Wind aeroplane concept are same. Instead of boats, you take aeroplane and instead of river, you take or you consider, you take wind. That's all. Remaining is same to same. Instead of boat, you consider the aeroplane. Instead of water or river, you consider the wind or air. That's all. All formulas are applicable here also. That is the case. Okay. One more point, one more question they may ask. Based on the same concept, they don't ask what is the relative velocity of the wind with respect to aeroplane. They don't ask like that. Okay. Suppose to the aeroplane, one flag is fixed. To the aeroplane, now and then during January 26th, August 15, etc. Now and then we see the somosites made by aeroplanes, no, aircrafts, no. They hold the flags also. The flags flutters in one direction. Okay. So in such way, what is the question they asked is, whenever wind is blowing with certain velocity and aeroplane is also moving with certain velocity, then in which direction the flag fixed to the aeroplane flies? That means flag always flies along the direction of velocity of the wind with respect to aeroplane. That is fixed. Okay. Flag fixed to the aeroplane flies along the direction of velocity of wind with respect to aeroplane. So what is the direction means? By using this formula, direction of the velocity of the wind with respect to air can be known, alpha here. Okay, if you know alpha, that is the direction along which the flag flies. So in such a way also they may ask indirectly, instead of asking what is the direction of velocity of the wind with respect to aeroplane, they may ask along which direction the flag flies or flag flutters. They may ask like that. Okay, so if you find this angle, then we know that answer. Okay, now we have to do the problems based on this concepts. Okay, with this the concepts are completed. Okay, total concepts in kinematic chapter is over. Okay, now we have to do some more problems related to this one so that the chapter will be completed. By today or tomorrow, the chapter may be completed. Of course, there are innumerable number of problems are there to do. Okay, few important problems we will do. What is your doubt, Kartikeya? Why we want to add? What is the doubt? I am unable to understand. Golla Kartikeya. I will meet off you. Speak with me. Okay, Kartikeya, you speak with me. Kartikeya, something you chatted. No, why we want to add? I am unable to understand your question. Kartikeya, I am unable to understand your question. If you speak, you tell me, then I can clarify you. Okay, Varshit Reddy, I will explain your doubts. Kartikeya, don't want to speak with me? Okay, I mute off them. Immediately he again mute on. Kartikeya. Right. Okay, previously, okay, this is the wind aeroplane concept. Somebody chatting in the chatting, they mentioned that why DL is negative. That is a question they asked. Okay, I will explain. You see, suppose here VA is in this direction, VB is in this direction, alpha, beta. Their x component of velocities are like this, no? Because of their x components of velocities, velocity of approach is equal to VA cos alpha plus VB cos beta. We got, no? Velocity of approach means along x-axis we got the relative velocity of approach. Just I asked velocity of approach only I said velocity of approach along x-axis is equal to here with this velocity, with this velocity of B with respect to A, whenever the B comes closer here, the distance between these two particles decreases, no? This relative velocity of approach is equal to relative separation between the two particles, by time, ds relative by dt. But ds relative means as long as the particles comes closer along x-axis. Of course, they move like this and they comes closer. That means they move like this. That's why the distance between the two particles gradually decreases, no? That's why this ds relative is equal to dl by dt. But as long as the particles comes closer, thus dl value decreases. In a time dt seconds, dl length decreases. The distance between the two particles decreases by dl. That's why minus sign I have taken. Varshit Reddy. Okay, right now. So right now we are going to do some problems based on these concepts. So with this concept, all are completed in this kinetics chapter. So we can do different problems. In this week, we have to do mainly the different problems in this chapter. Okay. Now, problems. Okay. So here, first problem. You see the problem? Because these problems are not saved there in the system. That's why I'm able to exhibit them. An aeroplane pilot wishes to fly due west. A wind of 100 km/h is blowing towards south. If the speed of the plane is 300 km/h, in which direction should the pilot head? What is the speed of the plane with respect to ground? Illustrate with the diagram. Okay, I think you have seen the paper. I will send the assignment to you, this copy to you definitely today. Okay. Okay, Kartikeya, now you speak. You wanted to speak, no? Muted. You want to mute you? Okay, right. Already muted. Right. Okay, now an aeroplane pilot wishes to fly due west. Due west, something is given means first immediately here actually due west, south, north, like that. If it is mentioned, first you represents the geographic directions: north, south, east, west. Okay, here a aeroplane pilot wishes to fly due west. Wind velocity is velocity of the wind VW is equal to 100 km/h given. 100 km/h towards south. That means velocity of the wind is in this direction because towards south. Okay. Aeroplane wishes to fly due west. That means actually the pilot in the airplane wish to travel towards west. Suppose if the velocity of the wind with respect to velocity of the aeroplane with respect to wind is in this direction, Then velocity of wind with respect to velocity of the aeroplane with respect to wind is like this, and VW acts in this direction. Definitely, the wind seems to be travel along this path, but actually the aeroplane or pilot wish to travel in this direction. Even wind blow is there. So in such case, what is the direction along which, if the speed of the plane is 300 km/h with respect to still air, speed of the plane with respect to wind, that means VPW, that is equal to relative velocity of the plane with respect to wind is VPW, that is equal to 300 km/h. That means velocity of the boat with respect to river, velocity of the boat with respect to river, like that velocity of the aeroplane with respect to wind or with respect to air is equal to 300 km/h. Okay, then in which direction we have to, the pilot has to run the aeroplane so that he always heads towards west. That is the case. Here, the velocity of the wind, velocity of the plane, when you observe from the ground, the pilot must heading towards west. The pilot always travel towards west. For that, in which direction velocity of the plane with respect to wind, the pilot has to run. Tell me. Velocity of wind with respect to air, why you took minus? Where minus I have taken? Where I have taken minus here? North. Okay, very good. North, exact north, northwest, but in between north and west, the pilot has to run the aeroplane in this direction. So velocity of the pilot or plane with respect to wind, that must be in this direction. That means simultaneously the plane or aeroplane experiences two velocities, VPW in this direction, VW in this direction. Then the resultant of these two will be along this direction of middle. No, that means in this way, in this direction, we have to row the pilot has to run the vehicle. So velocity of the plane with respect to wind is equal to 300. This is 300 km/h, and this is equal to 100. Okay, now here velocity of plane with respect to wind, VPW bar is equal to VP bar minus VW bar. Okay, VP bar is of course here it is in this direction. What about minus VW bar? It is VW bar. Minus VW bar means we can take in this direction. No? Minus VW bar we can take in this direction. Now the resultant of these two, only this one. No? From this diagram, on the plane it has two velocities VP and VW in this directions, minus VW. The resultant of these two is this one. That's why you construct a parallelogram like this. You construct the parallelogram. Angle made with west direction you have to find. From the diagram, to find theta value with the given information, which we can take. Shall we take tan theta, sin theta, cos theta? Which one we have to take? Because they asked only direction. They asked the direction along which the velocity of the plane with respect to wind must lie. That is the case. Okay. So what is the value? Here we see opposite means VW. Minus VW means magnitude of this one is equal to VW only. No, VW is already given. Okay, next, this value is given, opposite side is given, hypotenuse is given. So you take sin theta in this diagram. Sin theta, from the diagram, sin theta is equal to opposite means VW, just you take magnitude, by hypotenuse means VPW. So VW means 100, by VPW means 300. Both are in the km/h only, so we can substitute directly. That is equal to 1/3. Therefore, theta is equal to sin inverse 1/3. So along which direction the plane must be rowed or plane must be moved with respect to wind means by making an angle sin inverse 1/3 in this direction. Sin inverse 1/3 from west, no, from west towards north at an angle sin inverse 1/3. This can be called as north of west. North of west. That means from west towards north side at an angle theta is equal to sin inverse 1/3. The pilot has to row the plane. Okay, that is the case. So the pilot should head in a direction. Therefore, pilot should head the plane with respect to wind along the direction theta is equal to sine inverse of 1 by 3 north of west. Okay, this is the first case. It is the first case in this they asked. Next, second one. In the problem, second one is, what is the speed of the plane with respect to ground? What is the speed of the plane with respect to ground means what is the velocity of the plane they asked. What is the speed of the plane with respect to ground means velocity of the plane only they asked. Okay, what is the velocity of the plane? Okay. So from this you see, from this VP, VW are perpendicular to each other, no? VP, VW are perpendicular to each other. That's why angle between these two we know. Therefore, just you take modulus from this. VPW bar is equal to VP bar minus VW bar. As angle between VP and VW means 90, we know. That's why directly you take modulus on both sides. Then VPW is equal to square root of VP square plus VW square. Of course, actually VP square plus VW square minus 2 into VP into VW into cos angle between VP and VW. VP is in this direction, VW in this direction, angle between them is 90. That's why cos 90. It becomes 0. That's why VPW is equal to square root of VP square plus VW square. Here we are given this value, VPW. What is VPW? 300. So 300 is equal to square root of VP is given, VP is not given, plus VW means 100. VW is 100 given. So 100 square. You square on both sides. 300 square is equal to root will be cancelled. VP square plus 100 square. Or VP square is equal to 300 square minus 100 square. Or this is equal to 100 square you take common. 3 square minus 1 square. That means 9 minus 1. It is VP square. Therefore, VP is equal to 100 into root h. Therefore, VP is equal to 100 into root 8 means 2 root 2 we can write now. Therefore, VP is equal to 200 root 2 kilometer per hour. This is the velocity of the plane with respect to Earth. That means when you observe from the ground, the plane travel along this path with a speed 200 root 2 kilometer per hour. Yeah, 200 root 2 kilometer per hour. No doubt. Okay, remaining problems we do tomorrow. Okay, I will send the assignment to you. Remaining problems we do tomorrow.